Suratul-Feel.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, the extremely merciful to the entire creation, especially merciful to the believers.
The fact is that Suratul-Buruj is directly related to Suratul-Feel. The people mentioned in Suratul-Buruj were Christians who refused to worship their leader Dhul-Nuwas. And in return for their refusal, the evil king Dhul-Nuwas dug a ditch, built a fire, and burned his own people alive. He killed and burned thousands. A man by the name of Daus escaped and went to Syria. He begged the ruler of Syria to help him and his people. The ruler of Syria was also a Christian, and he wanted to help Daus. And he knew that the emperor of Ethiopia would not like what Dhul-Nuwas had done to their fellow Christians. So he sent him a letter describing how Dhul-Nuwas had killed and burnt the people of the ditch. When the emperor of Ethiopia heard what had happened, he sent Abraha and Aryat to Yemen, and they drowned Dhul-Nuwas in a river. Later on, Abraha killed Aryat. Abraha was afraid that the emperor would have him killed for the murder of Aryat, so he sent the emperor many gifts, just to show him how loyal he was. He also built a huge church in honor of the emperor, and he even promised to get the Arabs from making pilgrimage to the Kaaba and to start making pilgrimage to his church.
ألم تر كيف فعل ربك بأصحاب الفيل؟
Have you not considered how your Lord dealt with the companions of the elephant?
Abraha's army had elephants in it. These elephants were put at the head of the army in order to scare their enemies and to smash anything in their way. And for this reason, they were called the companions of the elephant. And what Allah did to them, that will come next.
ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل؟
Did he not make their plot go astray?
Abraha had two plans. His first plan was to impress the Arabs with his huge church and make them leave the Kaaba and come to his church. However, when the Arabs heard what Abraha had intended, they got angry. An Arab man snuck into the church at night and put filth all over the walls. Some say he even urinated in the church. Abraha was furious. He said he would destroy the Kaaba once and for all, brick by brick. He prepared his huge army and ordered his men to have the elephant smash the Kaaba. This was his second plan. However, when the lead elephant got to the valley just right outside of Mecca, he sat down and refused to go any further. When faced away from the Kaaba, he would go. But whenever faced towards the Kaaba, the elephant refused.
وأرسل عليهم طيرا أبابيل.
And he sent against them birds in flocks.
At this point, Allah sent flocks upon flocks of birds coming from every direction. Each bird was carrying 3 small pebbles about the size of a green pea. There was a pebble in its beak and one in each claw.
ترميهم بحجارة من سجيل.
Striking them with stones of hard clay.
The birds dropped their pebbles on Abraha's army, and they were destroyed. Whoever the pebbles hit, died. Only a few soldiers survived, just enough to make it back to Yemen to tell their story. Abraha was struck by a pebble and was carried back to Yemen. However, as soon as he arrived in Yemen, his chest cracked open and he died a painful death.
فجعلهم كعصف مأكول.
Then he made them like eaten straw.
This verse describes a scene that might make one reflect. In the beginning, Abraha's army was this so-called undefeatable, super powerful army. And in the end, Allah had them wiped out, smashed and scattered all over the battlefield, dead.